Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C Zook Stitch, and today is Saturday, July 3rd, 2021. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. It's so nice to see you all, and I'm glad that you're here spending a bit of your time with me today. So let's get into it. I have my windows open, so if you hear background noise, I think there's a couple people working on their yard, so hopefully that won't be too distracting. As you can see, it's backwards. I have paint samples on the wall. This is for the main part of the house. I am not going with that one. It's too dark. I'm going with that one. Why can't I do this? I'm going for that one for most of the house, and you can't, you can't really see it. It's very, very light, but there is one right there. There we go. It's easier. That one I'm going to use for a couple of the darker spaces like under the stairs closet with no lighting and the pantry. I just knocked my notebook off. We're off to a great start, aren't we? But I'm not going to restart it because y'all are used to me being a bit disheveled at this point. So thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments about the new house and everything and all the warm wishes. I really, really appreciate it. We are thrilled to be here, like I said last week. So things are going well. We're still slowly moving along and unpacking. I did make it to IKEA. I talked about last week how I've dropped my notes too. A lot of the furniture that I want for my craft room is showing out of stock online at IKEA. And so I went there in person thinking maybe they had some things in stock. They only had one thing, a dresser, which I picked up. The other things for the craft room, though, the bookshelves that I want and the desks that I want are out of stock. But I got some good information, but they said that it could be November till they're having supply issues, which is what I figured. I mean, I think it's a COVID thing. So they're having supply issues. So he said it could be as late as November. It might be sooner, but we just don't know. So I'm sharing that with you because my craft room probably won't be set up until maybe even the new year before I'm able to really get it set up and do a full craft room tour. So that's something to look forward to, but from the sounds of it, it's not going to be super soon. So we'll go with that. And I want to do the tour when it's set up the way that I have in my mind. So we'll be looking forward to that, but it might not be until the new year. But he said that the line that I want, which is the Hems line, HEMNES, he said it's not being discontinued because that was my other fear, was that it's not in stock because they're discontinuing it. He said they're just having supply issues. So that's the IKEA update. And then the heat wave update. So if you're new here and are just joining us, welcome. But I live in the Portland, Oregon area, and we had a tremendous heat wave last weekend. Our normal temperature in June is around 76 or so. And we hit the high, I think it was Monday that our high was 116. So previous to the heat wave last week, the all-time record in Portland area was 107. And that was like 65 years ago or something. And so we broke that on Saturday. I think we were at like 108 on Saturday. And then, so we made a new record on Saturday. We broke that record on Sunday, which we made, I don't know, it was something like 110 on Sunday. And then we broke that record on Monday with 116. So it was very, very hot. Like I said last week, I'm very grateful that I have air conditioning in my new home. This is the first home in Oregon that I've had that actually has AC. A lot of people in Oregon don't really have air conditioning because we don't have temps like this. And when we do have hot temperatures, once in a while it will get up into the low 100s. We have maybe 11 or 12. The average, I think, is 11 or 12 days each summer where it's over 90. Which is a big part of why I moved here, right? And it's not humid here either, so it's dry. But usually when we have a heat wave, it's over in 2 or 3 days. It doesn't usually last very long. So we have we broke our fever, if you will. Our fever broke on kind of Tuesday. Tuesday it was low 90s. I never thought I'd be so happy to see 90s. um, yeah. So, and then it's super nice and cool right now. So I'm so happy we made it through that. And my heart goes out. Like I know it's just moving eastward. So if you are in an area that is suffering from that, my heart goes out. Please, please, please take good care of yourself. Our state had something like 70 deaths that was due to the heat. A lot of people in their homes alone who didn't have fans or air conditioning. So it's very scary and it's very serious, especially in an area where we're not equipped for this. Our transit lines, literally, there are spots where they melted, so they had to shut down our public transit, the overhead lines. So we have a train system that runs on overhead lines, and part of those melted due to the heat. Some people's siding on their homes melted. We've had roadways buckling. Like we're just not. I know other states do a good job of dealing with this. I'm looking at you, Arizona, but we are not used to it. We are not equipped for it. So I'm thinking of everybody out there who doesn't have AC and who um, maybe the heat's coming your way. So please take good care of yourself. And the tragedy in Florida as well. I mean, my heart just goes out to everyone. That's just such a scary, scary thing to have happened, to have a building collapse, and to have so many people still missing. So I'm thinking about all of you in Florida as well. All right, let's get into cross stitching. I don't have a whole lot to share with you. My June stats said June is over. No new starts, no new finishes. Well, I guess I had one big new start, which was this house. No finishes. My total stitching time for the whole month was 44 and a half hours. It was not, that's quite low for me. I mean, I think I didn't stitch for like 2 weeks. So that's fine though. We're dealing with a lot. So I think this month will be somewhat similar. I'm kind of not stressing out about my my stitching time. I'm doing what I can, what I want when I can. And then Rhonda asked a really great question. And I realized I haven't explained this in a while. Like many of you probably know, but we've had a lot of new subscribers as well. So hello again. But Rhonda asked, where do I get these bags? This one is stuffed full, but normally it would, when you don't have it stuffed full, it would feel good close. So this is my bag, and I'll just explain. I get these are Garon toten bags. It's a company run by Gary and Ronnie. They have a website, garonstitchery.com. I'll link it down below for you. And they sometimes have bags available, but about once a month or so, they will do a big bag sale on their website where they release a bunch of new bags. And you typically have to be fairly quick, especially if you have your heart set on one. But, there's often bags left over. So, if you just want to see what's available, you can look on their website, Garon Stitchery. Ronnie makes all these by hand. They're gorgeous bags. They're gorgeous fabric, very high quality. I love them. They're my favorite bags. And they're very reasonably priced. Now, so you can go to their website. Now, if you want inside tips and sneak peeks of when their bag sales are going to be happening, so the next one, they just told us today. The next one is Saturday, July 17th. Usually the day before the bag sale, they will post on their website. They'll post everything so you can look through and see if there's anything you want to buy. You can't buy anything yet. You can just look. It'll say sold out on all of the items. And then you'll know on Saturday when you go in exactly what you want to get. So they sell bags and grime guards and all of that. And I love their grime guards. I like a set. So I usually get the bag, and there's usually a mini bag and then a grime guard. And that's usually what I like to get if they're all available, and love the inside fabric on this. Is gorgeous too. Now their website, which is also called Garon Toten Bags, is where, it's super fun all the time, and it's a wonderful community. So you can share your stitching and all that, but you also get sneak peeks of the bags. Sometimes they'll show you the fabric, sometimes, not always. But you at least get to know when the next bag sale is going to be, and any charts that they have that come into their shop, they'll share those and say, hey, this is over on the shop. So if you're looking for something, it's a great place to join their Facebook group as well. And I'll also link that down below. So thank you for that question, Rhonda. I know I always say, oh, this is my Garon tote bags, but a lot of people might not know what that means or where to find them. So I will link them down below. They're fantastic. So thank you, Rhonda, for that question. So that leads me to my whip, my only whip. I was going to pull out Spring Quakers, but then and work on it this weekend and get my 12 hours in. But I just didn't. There's something with mental capacity right now where I'm like, I just want to do what's already out and working on. So I just worked on Spring at Hawkhorn Hollow Block 10. This is where I'm at. I think last time you saw it, I just had this section done. So I did the peace sign. You can see this is the rows of seeds here. So I did all of this. I did this sun, and this looks kind of funny. This is the farmer. It's one leg and like the start of his torso. So he's missing a leg and the rest of his body. I'll show you what it will look like in just a minute. But so this is the bulk of it, and that took forever. That took most of the week. But it's done, and I'm so happy with that piece. And I'm just going to continue working on this because this is what I feel like. This feels kind of mentally very easy for me to just pull it out. It's already in the Q snap. I don't know where my other Q snaps are, to be honest, right now. I got to figure out if it's going to be November potentially before I get my craft room furniture. I'm going to have to figure out some system to be able to access the materials I've been missing. So I'm going to have to work on that at some point. So this is what it will look like when it's done. So again, this bottom part is all done, and here's the farmer's leg that I have done. And so he needs another leg, and then he'll need the rest of his body. And then he's sprinkling some seeds here. There's a little bird that goes on top of the sign, and then the sun rays. So that is what I'm going to just continue working on this. I'm taking this on my trip, and this is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to see how far I can get, if I can get on to block 11. I don't know how much time we'll have to stitch, but I'll take it with me anyway and see. That's all I worked on this week. I think there was one evening where I did not stitch at all, and I was working on the house stuff, which is going to be a theme, I think, for at least the month of July. I do have some haul, though, that I'd like to share with you. So let me get that haul out. So first of all, I am part of the Fat Quarter Shop Fine Floss Fabric or Thread of the Month. And so this is MPI silk. So every month they send you like a color collection of MPI silks. This is how I'm building up my silk collection. And this month was Royal. This must be June's. June. It says it right there, June 2021. So this is purples. They're gorgeous purples. This one is a really deep, dark royal purple. So those are gorgeous. I love how they feel. So that came in the mail. I'm also part of a club. This comes every other month, and it's Lady Dots Creates. It's through Crazy Annie's Stitching on Facebook. This is a finishing club. So every other month they send you a little kit of finishing materials, and the colorway for this month was also purple. So let me show you what came this month. It's adorable. So this is the card. So it's called Faded Violets, and it's all Lady Dots Creates items. So we got 2 of these clips, which is always helpful. Whoops. Mine are pink, so those are always useful. We got some ribbons, some length of ribbons. Oh my gosh. I made a knot. That's totally me. That's not them. That's me. And how I did that. Okay. So we have this beautiful, beautiful ribbon. I don't know. Is it Grosgain? I don't know. It's ribbon. It's regular ribbon. I don't know what it's called. What this type of ribbon is called. I'm sure it has a name. And then we have this really sweet trim. They almost look like Easter eggs. But I mean, they don't have to be. But beautiful, beautiful light purple trim, which is gorgeous. And then it comes with, I'm going to save these 2 for later. It has this beautiful cream, like soft fuzzy backing, which I think is gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And then we have this beautiful kind of geometric backing fabric as well. So you can see that. So this is really pretty. Now, I don't have necessarily anything in mind for this, but I just want to kind of build up my stash of finishing materials. So I'm just kind of collecting them for right now. And it's really fun to get these. And then the other thing, so it came with this tube of beads, buttons, little tiny buttons. Hopefully you can see those. It's hard to show it when they're, but you get the idea. Little tiny buttons. Hi, I'm back. So sorry about that. I got a phone call that I needed to take. So I am back now. It's about 45 minutes later, but just a second later for you. All right, so I just showed you these little cute little buttons that came in the Lady Dots Creates finishing pack. And then these also two, this is the last thing in the pack, I think. These two little cute buttons. Are these hedgehogs? They're not porcupines, I don't think. I think they're hedgehogs. Look how cute they are. It's just darling. It's darling little things like this that I love about the kit. So that is the kit. So that's Lady Dots Creates through Crazy Annie's. So I got that. And then I got, this was total impulse buy from Garon Stitchery. They were posting about it in their Facebook group. This chart, Light My Fire. This is by Ruby Slipper Needlework Design. So I picked this up. I think we're starting this, I think they're running a sale and starting at September 1st, I think. Probably in time to finish it for Halloween. So I thought this was cute. And then I got some of the floss. Not all of it was in stock, so I'm going to find the rest elsewhere. But yeah, so I got this. So if you're interested in joining us, I'm not running the sale. I think it's through Garon Toten Bag, so you want to join their Facebook group, and you can join us. So I picked that up, and then I also, Stitching Mommy, Sarah on Stitching Mommy, was showing this chart. I think she was giving it away. Yes, she was giving it away. I didn't want to risk winning a giveaway, so I just went to eBay and bought it myself. This is a Leisure Arts chart from 1994, and it's called The Daisy Girl. And I think it's just so darling. And as you know, daisies are my favorite flower. And I just love it. So I had to pick this up. It was like $4 plus shipping or something. So it was really reasonable. Yeah, it's a color chart. I think there's some fractionals. Yeah, there's quarter stitches, 3/4, half stitches, and back stitching. So, but I have no plans to start this, but I wanted it in my stash because I love daisies. And then the last thing that I got, I'm going to post a picture right here, is Jan Hicks, one of her newest creations from Jan Hicks Creates, which is called Ode to Peacock. And I think this is just gorgeous and stunning. And really, I can think of, like, I want to bling this piece up. She does it in Mrs. Sada's silks, so I'm sure it's gorgeous in person. It's gorgeous on the picture. I want to do something with glitter and like beads. I don't know. Just kind of make it really ridiculously peacocky and shiny is my plan for that. So check out Jan Hicks Creates. It's at madforyarn.com if you want to pick up this chart as well. It's gorgeous. Her stuff is just so gorgeous and so stunning. So that's my haul. So a few things there. So that was fun. Now plans. So my plans for July, I dropped down my July goals, which even at this point, I'm not sure I'm going to meet them, but that's okay. So originally, I think last week, I usually do 4 hours for each acrostic letter, and I dropped them all down to 2 hours, just to help, kind of help me achieve my goals. I was going to work on Spring Quakers. I was going to work on my llama piece. I don't know that I am, at least before my trip. And the only piece I'm going to be working on is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. And that's the piece that I'm going to be taking with me on my trip. I might take a smaller piece as well. one of the ornaments that I'm trying to finish up, or maybe the Carolyn and her cats piece that to kind of break it up, in case I get tired of working on Spring and Hawk Run Hollow. So I might do that. And then Whip-Go numbers were drawn, and my 2 Whip-Go pieces that were drawn was Death by Cross Stitch and Royal Holiday, which is a Mirabilia, and I haven't pulled it out in a long time. And so throughout July, I kind of have it planned out. I definitely will fit in Death by Cross Stitch. I'm not sure if I'll fit in Royal Holiday this month or not, so that will be another block that I'll have to push to another time later in the year, just like I did last month. So they're starting to pile up, but that's okay. We'll just do our best. Their plans, they can change. So that's really my plans for July. Now, I will be back. My next video will be, I think, the 31st, the very last Saturday of July, just because of traveling and all that. I did upload 3 other videos this past week, all flip throughs. So if you want to check those out, I did the Christmas book by Craftways flip through, and then World of Cross Stitching June issue flip through, and then the Just Cross Stitch August issue flip through. So if you want to check any of those out, they are live on my channel. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a great rest of your month. Happy 4th of July to those of you who are in the U.S. Have a safe and wonderful celebration. And I will see you all in a few weeks.